Okay. We need to understand search operation, right? We completed adding objects with growable array algorithm. And we also learned finding size of the vector by using capacity and size method. And we also learned displaying elements of the vector. Inside vector class, we have toString method. Now let's understand toString method, how it is implemented. Okay. Now toString method, if you observe, inside it is calling super.toString. Vector class doesn't have toString implementation because toString implementation is common to all objects, all collections. So it is implemented in super class called what? Abstract collection. Here in this toString method, what they are calling, observe here, first they are verifying the collection is empty. If the collection is empty, returning empty string with a square bracket. Returning string with empty square bracket. That means what? No elements available. Then if the collection is not empty, they have to collect all objects into string buffer. Why? ToString method return type is string. The elements available in the collection must converted as a string and should return from this ToString method. So ToString method is meant for converting collection object into string. Remember in the student class, we converted student object into string. How? By writing return student number plus double quote space plus student name plus. So that means we are reading the values available in the student object and concatenating all the student objects as one string object and returning. Right? Here, are you returning object or data of the object? You are returning data of the object. When you are returning data of the object, then what will be returned from this program? The data, right? Not the object. So when you call s1.toString method, now here student object not converted to the string. ToString method internally creating one string object, copy the data of the student object into the string object as a string data. 101 converted as a string. Okay, HK is converted as a string. Everything is converted as string and separated with our space. And now this data is returning from this program as a string. Like that, now we have collection object. Internal collection contains so many objects. All these objects are available in string format in their original format. Now the toString method should convert this collection object, as a string object. For that, what this toString method will do? First, it creates what? A string object. Then it copy first object from the collection into this string. Tell me, this object can be any type of object, na? That means this object has to background converted to string. Already following my point, right? On this particular first object, again what internally called toString. Second object also toString. Third object also toString. Who is calling the toString method? Append method of string buffer class. Append method of string buffer class internally called toString method. Observe now, I am opening append method. How to open source code of a method? F3. Now look at there. Append method of string class internally again call what? Append method. That append method argument is what? String dot value of. Click on value of. Press F3. Value of method. Look at that. Value of method first verifying the past argument. The past argument is null. Then returns what? Double quotes null. Else returns what? Obj dot toString. Right? On each object available in the collection, internally calling what now? ToString. Again on this ToString. Again ToString. So this ToString method first trying to execute from which class? Object. Is it executed from object class? No. Why? Because ToString method is a non-static method. Must execute from current object class. Na? What the current object? String. Executed from string class. Next current object string. Next current object integer. Next current object is example. Next current object is example. Now the example class object I must. Okay. In example class, if you have or ex class whatever. If you have in example class, if you have toString method, then toString method executed from this class, object data will be written. If toString method is not overridden here, then what will be written? Class name @ hash code will be written. Can I expect everyone understand two-string method now? Two-string method is overridden. So executing what? Example 5-6. Right. So this is the basic idea about two-string method. And like how Sun Microsystem developed two-string method for vector class, same way we develop two-string method for our class. So the difference, they have used iterator, we have used what? For loop. That is only difference. Remaining all points are same. Hope you have practiced this example. Each point clearly understood? Okay, if not understand, please post your questions in the group. I will answer your questions in the group. If you don't post your doubts, the doubts will be remain with you. Okay, now in vector, we have performed 5 operations: creating object, adding object, finding object, or counting objects. Finding size is nothing but what? Counting objects in vector. And then now counting objects in vector, displaying elements of the vector, counting elements of vector, displaying elements of vector, retrieving elements from vector. 2 ways we can retrieve: random access, sequential access. Then searching for the given object, we have to call what method? Contains. Yesterday, we got the true for all the primitive values and string objects, but we didn't get true for what? Example object. We got false. Why? We have to understand. Okay. I don't want to understand with vector. I want to understand with what? Array list. Now let me try to develop new example with array list. Test 0, what the number? 8 underscore array list. And now here I am writing main method. And tell me, which collection I want to use? Array list. Then I told you yesterday, whenever you are planning to develop any collection based program, you must ask yourself how many questions? 3 questions. Number 1, when to use which collection, what operation I want to perform, what method I have to call to perform this operation. Totally 3 questions. Now, when to choose array list? Array list and vector both are same. Again repeating, array list and vector both are same. There is no difference between them. Both are exactly same. But where is the difference? Thread safe. Vector is thread safe. Array list is not thread safe. Okay. Now first point, working with array list. Point number 1. What is array list? An array list is a legacy collection or collections framework collection. Collections framework collection. It is available from which version? Java 1.2 version. Okay. When to use this collection? For storing multiple objects. In which order? Including duplicates. In which order? In insertion order. With index. With thread safe here, without thread safe. Without thread safety. We must use array list. Is enough? Right? So for storing multiple objects, including duplicates in insertion order with index, without a thread safety, we must choose array list. That means when to choose array list? In single thread model application. And how many threads are there? 1 thread. In single thread model application and for method local operation. MLO means what? Method local operation. For example, I am creating a method void m1 open bracket closed bracket. If I create array list object al equal to new array list object inside a method, then this, okay, now m1 method is called by thread1, also called by thread2, also called by thread3. How many threads called? 3 threads. All these 3 threads are executing m1 method concurrently, na? Yes or no? Multi-threading job are completed. Okay, in thread 1, m1 method loaded. Thread 2 also m1 method loaded. Thread 3 also m1 method loaded. Now from all the 3 threads, is the m1 method accessing same collection object or separate collection object? Why? I created a released object inside m1 method. As many times I call m1 method, those many separate copies of array list objects created or not? For each thread, separate array list object is created. Then is there any data inconsistent modifications problem? First thread passed, go into second thread. Second thread is working with second collection. Third thread working with third collection. Again, control come to first thread. First thread working with first collection. So if you want to perform addition, subtraction, multiplication, division on collection operation, means what? Any crude operations you want to perform on array list object within the method, then don't use vector. You have to use what? Array list. What is the problem if I use vector in place of array list? Tell me. If I use vector, every time vector object is locked, unlocked, locked, unlocked. If I perform 100 operation, 100 times the vector object is locked, unlocked. Is it a useless or not? Performance issue or not? So to overcome this problem, if you want to perform method local operation, always you have to use what? Array list. I'm taking another scenario. I have only one thread. Now I'm creating array list object at a class level. Okay, I'm creating array list object at class level, and inside this m1 method I'm calling al dot, okay, some method I'm calling. Tell me, how many threads are there in this project? One thread. Then inside this thread, this m1 method 10 times I call, then all 10 times this m1 method executes sequentially only, na? That means array list object adding, removing, containing, searching, any operation performing concurrently or sequentially. Then even though array list is not a synchronized collection, any inconsistent modifications are happening? No. Now in place of array list, if I take vector, what is the problem? For every time you call m1 method, vector object is locked and unlocked, time waste problem. So if your operation is a single thread model, means inside your project you have only one thread. Okay, one thread only you have in your project, you have only one thread, or your project has multiple threads, but you are performing collection operation on local collection. Local collection means method local operation you are performing. In that case, I have to choose what? Array list. So interviewer definitely ask a question. What is the difference between vector and array list? Vector is a legacy collection available from Java 1.0. Array list is a collections framework collection available from 1.2. If your operations are multi-threaded operations, okay, you wanted to store, retrieve objects at multi-threaded operation common to all threads, then I should choose vector. If our operations are single thread model application operations and method local operations, then I should choose array list. Is it done, everyone? Okay. Next, tell me. Next question, what we learn in vector? Third point, what we learn? Synchronized. Is vector synchronized? Yes. Is array list synchronized? No. Array list is not synchronized. Because it is not synchronized. In which type of application recommended to use? It is recommended to use in single thread model application and method local operations. Can I use in multi-thread model application? We must not use it in multi-thread model application. Why? If I use in multi-thread model application, is there any compile time error? Runtime error? Why? There will be a chance of having data. Okay. there will be a chance to get wrong results because of inconsistent modifications from multiple threads with concurrent operations, with the concurrent operations. Okay, next. Tell me, is array list ordered collection or unordered collection? Array list is an ordered collection because it stores elements in it stores objects. Insertion order with index. Next, fifth point. Okay, now I decided I want to use array list. To create array list object, how many constructors available in array list we should know. How many constructors? Array list contains how many constructors? Now, listen. From Java 1.2 version onwards, Sun Microsystem is telling to the developers, you don't worry about your capacity. Because capacity is under our control, size is only under our control. How much capacity to grow? What is the initial capacity? How much capacity should grow? All the algorithms will be implemented by Sun Microsystem. What is our job as a developer? I need to worry about only size. So, if you carefully observe, in vector class, we have constructors, how many? 4. In that 4 constructors, one constructor is talking about capacity. Na? It is telling that you can specify how much capacity you want. How much capacity you want. That is what fourth constructor, incremental capacity. So what the default capacity you can specify, you want 10 or 20 or 100. How much to grow, that is none of my business. You don't specify how much capacity you want to grow. Let me take how much capacity should grow. Are you following? Right. So from Java 1.2 version onwards, how much capacity grow not in our hands. So in array list class, in an array list class, array list of any type of objects I want to store AL equal to new array list. Inside array list class, how many constructors are available? We have 3 constructors only. No parameter constructor whose initial capacity is also 10. Then collection, copy the elements of old collection into new collection. Initial capacity, you can specify capacity also. How much you want, less than 10, more than 10, you can specify. But what constructor is not available? Incremental capacity constructor is not there. So if there is no incremental capacity constructor, then how much it will grow? It will grow half every time. How much? Half it will grow. Array list contains 3 constructors for creating objects or instances. Should not use the word called objects. For creating instances. For creating new instances. For storing objects. Okay. Then which constructor is not there? From Java 1.2 version onwards, we are not responsible to specify incremental capacity. Okay. So capacity increment parameter constructor is not available. Then array list class capacity increment parameter constructor is not available. Okay, next. Sixth point is what? Tell me. Once I create array list object, what the default constructor? 10. What is the incremental capacity? Half than the current capacity. For example, current capacity is what? 10. 10 by 2? 5. So total capacity 15. Now current capacity 15. Next capacity. Come on, try. 15 by 2, how much? 7.2 or 7. Okay, now int by int result is what? Int 7. 15 plus 7, 22. Right? Like that, it will keep on increasing. For example, I specify a realistic capacity is 0. I can specify capacity also, na? I specify 0. Then tell me, what is the capacity will grow? Plus 1. And now what is the current capacity? 1. Again, plus 1. So if the capacity is 0 or capacity is 1, it is increased by plus 1 or plus 1. Okay, in Amirpet market, we have some other formula for increasing capacity something. So that is also reflected to this formula only, half or plus 1. Then next point is what? What type of? Come on, you already by hearted you told, na? What the next point? What type of elements are allowed to store? All 4 types of objects are allowed to store. What are the 4 types? Homogeneous, heterogeneous, unique and duplicate. Tell me next, 8th point. Is null allowed? Is null allowed? Yes. Null is allowed. How many? Multiple nulls are allowed to store because duplicates are allowed. Next, 9th point, what? In which order elements are stored? Insertion order. Objects are stored in insertion order. That what the meaning of insertion order? In the order add method is called. And tell me, any new points are you seeing? Next, 10th point. In which order elements are retrieved? We can retrieve objects in both random and sequential access. Any point missed? Array index out of where? Implemented data structure we missed. Tell me, array is a ordered collection, but it stores objects in insertion order with index. Next, what is the implemented data structure? The implemented data structure is what? A resizable array. What we call? Why is a resizable? Why you call it as resizable? Why not growable? Yeah, it is also growable. From Java 5 onwards, are we allowed to specify capacity? How much grow? I am not talking on capacity. We will talk only on size. Vector is talking on capacity. That's why growable. What growable? Capacity growable. Now, from the array list onwards, we not allowed to use the terminology around what? Capacity. We need to use the terminology on size. That's why resizable. Resizable means you can grow the size or you can decrease the size. That's why the terminology is resizable array. Okay, then how can I create? What is the capacity? Okay, shall we test all these points now? Right, I'm creating array list object. Tell me, when I create array list object, first array list class is loaded into JVM. AL variable is created. I'm not drawing the diagram. Okay, now? Can you visualize the diagram by your own? AL variable is created. The new keyword will go to array list class. There is a twist from vector class to array list class. Please, all the people participate. And tell me. Now we go to array list class. Tell me. In array list class, new keyword will go to array list class. Array list class is also meant for storing objects only, na? How many? Multiple. How can we store multiple objects? Array list class also internally uses array only. Which type of array? Come on, vector created which type of array? Int, double, floater. Object type array. What type? Object type array is created. Background it creates object type array. Okay, next question. Now, array list class internally should contain object array. To store object array, I need a reference variable. Na? What the name of the reference variable in vector? Object array type array. Array type is object array. What the name of the reference variable to store? Element data. What the variable name? Element data. Then how many objects are stored to count? I need one variable. What the name of the variable? In vector. Element count. Okay, element count. Now also one more variable is there, capacity increment. In array list class also I must have three variables, the same three variables. Then open array list class F3. It is extending from abstract list. Vector also extending from abstract list. It was also implementing list interface, random access, clonable, serializable. Then serial version UID. There is some static fields are there in the array list class which are not there in a vector. Default capacity, how much? 10. Then empty element data. There is a one static variable empty element data which is empty array. Okay, next one more variable default capacity empty element data. So element data is one empty array and default capacity empty element data another array. Two different arrays are created. The next look at there, what the variable name? Element data. Next size. In vector class the variable name is element count. In the array list class variable name is what? Size. And then do you have any capacity increment variable here? No. That means now the new keyword will allocate memory for how many non-static variables? 2. First one is what? Size. Second one is element data. Then new keyword called constructor. No param constructor implicitly has this dot element data equal to default capacity empty element. Tell me, in vector class we have new object array of 10. Remember? But in array list class we have new object array 10. No. What array is created? Empty array is created. That empty array name is default capacity empty element data. So, but the array is what? Empty array. That means, tell me the memory diagram of array list. Understand the difference between Sachin Yadav, write a mail to James Gosling why they have taken transient. Okay, write down now. Drop the class, click on leave button and write a mail to James Gosling. Stop listening the class. Okay, na? Did you complete IOStream chapter? Sachin Yadav. Reply. Starting completed. Why? What are you doing these many days? By collection started, I told you string handling IOStream chapter must complete, right? Java 8 recently given videos. Earlier, what you are doing? You never complete the task I am giving and you people are showing your talent in the class. All nonsense, stupid questions you will ask. And don't tell cock and bull stories. Advance of going, feeling favor, motions. Lover appointments are there. Worst fellow. Other times, what are you doing? Sleeping. So once you complete IOStream chapter, then you will understand why the transient. Complete and understand yourself. Now the reference is what? 1010. Now this is what object? AL object. Tell me. Next. Inside what variable is created memory? Be active fast. With the default value 0. Then next. Let me minimize this. Next. Element data, null. Now the new keyword calling. Tell me, already when the class is loaded into JVM background, we have a static variable default capacity underscore empty underscore element data variable is created. One empty array is created with a reference word. Can I consider this reference as something called 111, 4 ones I am taking. Okay. Now that 1111 stored here, pointing to it, and then null replace with what value? 4 ones. Now it is pointing to it. Now constructor job completed, new keyword return the reference and store 1010 here, pointing to it. Is it clear? Now you should get a question. Sir, why we have empty array created assigned to array list? Why not 10 location object array not created? Okay. Sun Microsystem was feeling if they have created object array with the 10 locations, then 10 into 4 bytes. Each variable will take 4 bytes because reference variable default size is what? 4 bytes. Then 10 into 4, 40 bytes of memory created. Plus that vector of, that array object takes 8 bytes. 40 plus 8, 48. 48 bytes of memory allocated. Some nano bytes of memory is used. Nano seconds of time is used. That memory and time is consumed and array object is created. What is the guarantee in the next line you will store objects inside array list? Maybe you want to create just one dummy collection object. You are catching my point? So to save your time and memory, Sun Microsystem has chosen empty array object creation for your array list. Then you may ask me question. Okay, sir. Then empty array, instead of creating empty array, they may leave that array list object a data element variable null as it is. Are you catching my point? If it is leaving that data element data variable with the value null, when you don't perform get method or contains method, some other operation, size operation will get null pointer exception. That's why empty array created and assigned the reference there. To overcome null pointer exception, they have designed the program like this. For saving the memory, empty array object is created and assigning that empty array object to avoid null pointer exception. All people understand this memory structure? So what the difference between vector and array list? Vector is synchronized and internally by default it creating 10 location array object even though we are not storing objects. Whereas array list is not synchronized and it is not creating 10 location array object, it creating empty array object. Okay, then next point. Now I wanted to find capacity of the array list. Possible? Come on. Capacity. Can I find capacity from Java 1.2 onwards? What Sun Microsystem telling? Capacity is none of your business. That means capacity method is there or not there? Not there. If you forcibly writing capacity, no, I want capacity. Then compiler look at your face and throw error. Tomorrow fellow, capacity method is not declared in array list. Okay, commented. Can I find the size of the array list? Size, al dot size. Can I find elements available in the array list? Elements, just display al. Now look at there, what will be displayed? 0, empty square bracket. Why empty square bracket? Because elements are not available. When you see this empty square bracket, are you able to visualize the background code in the toString method? Al dot toString. Now, yeah, okay, al dot size. What size variable? Size method returns size variable. What the value in the size variable? 0. Next, when you call al dot toString method obtaining what? Iterator. Iterator checking any elements available in the collection. Collection and object array. In object array, are there any elements available? No. Then returns what? Empty array. Everyone understand? Right. Then now I am writing one line gap here. Now I want to add objects. System dot al dot add of. How to add objects? Add. Now first operation I want to perform here. Operation number 1. What is operation number 1? Adding objects. Now I'm adding objects. When I add objects, I should pass what? Double quotes A. Right. Any objects you can add, I'm starting with what? Double quotes. Now tell me, double quotes A is a primitive value? No, it's a class object. Then first of all, that A object is created or not? String object is created with the data A with reference what? 111. Now that object reference 11 is passing to add method. Tell me, inside add method, it is calling one other add method called add of E comma element data comma size. Array, this add method is also belongs to same class now. Look at there. Is there any reference using? No. Already, whenever you call this dot add method by passing this element, okay, I have already element data and size values are available or not? Already element data and size variables are available in the current object. Why they are passing element data and size separately? For improving the performance. I will teach you that. Please observe. Then totally how many values we come to the add method? Number 1, element. Number 2, element data means what? Array. Element data is what? Array reference. Array reference. Okay, here what is got? 111. And here what got? 111. Element data, the array reference. And size is what? 0. Tell me now. If that element data reference is not passed, if this is passed, tell me, inside this collection of the reference 1010 is stored and it is pointing to this object. Then when you write this dot element data, first of all, I have to go to which variable? This. And then I have to go to what? Element data. From there, I have to go to array. Long distance, na? Now, if you store the element data reference directly in the local variable, I am directly pointing to this array object or not? Tell me, which is fast accessing? Via this dot element data or local variable element data? In the projects, when you are developing this kind of logic, array-based logic you are developing, which is available in the class object. Don't go via class object dot array variable. The reference is stored in local. In string handling chapter, this point already explained in the hash code method. Okay, if you have observed, you would have understood. If not, just leave it. Then next point. Now here, yes, what the S value? Local. Now tell me, is it going to the object size variable? No, it is going to local variable. Size equal to element data dot length. This element data, this dot element data na local element data na. Local element data directly array is going. What the length value? 0. Now 0 is equal to 0. Yes. Size equal to capacity. Do you remember we have written same logic? If size equal to, then what I should write? Grow. I should grow the size. Then grow method. Now what the logic of the grow method? Look at there. It is calling grow of size plus 1. What the meaning of size plus 1? Minimum plus 1. All remember? Minimum plus 1. Current size plus 1. What the current size? 0. 0 plus 1? 1. Grow. Look at the grow method logic. All the people watch. Interesting points are coming now. You should have patience here to understand all this code. After going to home, you should also go through all these points. Tell me, you are a ArrayList class developer. Assume you are a ArrayList class developer. As a ArrayList class developer, what is your job? You have to create, when you have to grow the capacity of the current collection. What is the algorithm of increasing the capacity of current collection? Create the new array with a double capacity, copy old elements into new array, then assign the new array reference to old array reference variable. Remember? But there are two cases in ArrayList. Number 1, if I create ArrayList object is very new ArrayList object, right? ArrayList object is very first ArrayList object, very new ArrayList object. Now, does it have any elements? No, right? When you create first time ArrayList object, what is the default capacity must be? 10. Actually, as per programmer point of view. Internally 0. Why internally 0? For performance issue point of view, they are choosing. But outside from the programmer point of view, what is the default capacity? 10 is the default capacity. Now, Sun Microsystem should develop a program, or Sun Microsystem should write a logic. Two conditions he has to write. Condition number 1, array list object already contain 10 locations array. Now he wanted to store 11th or 12th element. Then I have to grow his capacity to half the capacity 15 and then copy the element. That is the one logic. Are you following? Second logic is what? If the array list object is first time created, add method is calling first element you are storing, then the capacity of array list should go to 10 elements. Na? Are you catching my point? Observe. Here there is a condition. First, they are taking old capacity for fast performance, created local variable. Element data dot length. Length value is what? 0. 0 is stored in the local variable old capacity. There is a if condition. Why if condition? Because I have two parts are there. What are the two parts? Number one, it is already 10 elements are stored. 11th element to store, you want to grow. That algorithm is different. It is the first zero locations array is assigned. Now I want to change that zero location elements to 10 locations array. Two algorithms are there. For knowing that algorithm, people has written logic like this. Old capacity greater than 0. Yes or no? If already 10 location array is there, old capacity will not be 0. More than 0, na? If old capacity greater than 0. Okay, listen. Maybe you yourself created array object. Yes or no? With the capacity what? 1 or 2. I can also create na array list AL1 equal to new array list of I can specify 2 na. Then tell me, if I created 2 already object array created with the 2 locations, now 2 elements I stored, third element I wanted to store now. Tell me, now greater than 0 means there are 2 conditions are there. Default capacity or I myself specify. So this condition is for what? Okay, other than default capacity. Or one more condition I have to verify. What is that? Element data not equal to default capacity empty element data. So currently our variable is pointing to its what size is 0. Greater than 0, false. Okay, now old capacity greater than 0, false. False or whenever the first condition value false, is if condition immediately go and execute? No, it check the second condition also. What the second condition? Element data is not equal to default capacity element data, not equal to or equal to or. Currently equal to means it is a false or not. Then false or false, then control go to what? Else block. Then in the else block, now what they have done, they are creating new object array directly with math.max of default capacity how much? 10. Min capacity how much? Come on, min capacity how much? Array 0 na. 0 plus 1 you pass na 1. Now grow method is trying to grow minimum how many capacity? 1. Minimum capacity is what? 1. Which is maximum default capacity or min capacity? Min capacity is a minimum, maximum. Hey, max of default capacity, comma min capacity, how much? 10 ra babu. So what is the object array value will be substituted here? 10. Now new object array creating with how many location? 10. So tell me, when the 10 location array is created inside array list object, when array list object created a first time add method caller. First time add method is called 10 location array created. Now, if you write the 10 location array object creation inside add method directly, every time 10 location array created or not? Further, they have written inside where if else conditions. Okay. Now tell me now, once the control is completed, grow method completed, control is coming here. Then tell me, at the time here, element is storing, element data is pointing to old array na, new array na? Tell me here, 10 location array object is created with how many locations here? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. With the default values null. Null, 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 null. Then now this reference is what? 2020. Now the 10, 10, 10 replaced with what? 2020 pointing to it. Now, should I teach all these internals required or not required? Come on. Not required. Not required. Really I'm saying not required. If really required, all faculties must teach, na? If really required, without this knowledge, you don't get job, no? But people are getting job. People are completing the syllabus. People are getting job. How is it possible? That means this internal knowledge is not at all required. How long? As long as you are not facing the questions in the interview, create your own array list. As long as you are not thinking about developing high performance application, just he asked whatever I want, I am writing and throwing on his face. If you want to be good knowledgeable person, if you want to think up to 3+4+ years of experienced programmer knowledge, if you want to develop high performance applications, if you want to develop a collection object like a list by your own, if you want to get good impression from the interviewer, you want to get good impression in the company from your team lead, team manager, you want to be promoted quickly in the company within 1.5 years as a team lead, then this internal knowledge is required. The internal code understanding is required. So that this kind of code you will develop in your project also. Interviewer will impress. Array, are you fresher or experienced? Really tell me. Did you really not work in any company? Just now you are coming from Ameripet. Just now you passed out. Yes, Babu. Then how you write all this code? Yeah, I already experienced in the coding. Already follow my point? So this knowledge is very much essential for the students who want to get full-fledged strong knowledge of Java applications development. Just I want to know what is what, then the center knowledge is not required. Unnecessary headache, unnecessary time waste and a headache will come. Okay, na? Right? So I am always strongly recommending you have to go through collection API internals compulsory. Even I teach or not teach, going on, I will not teach because time taking process. You have to go through every day, whatever the methods you are learning from the collection, internals you have to understand, and you should draw diagram. What are the different performance techniques they are using? You should also implement in your project. Okay. Then tell me now, by the time this e-value storing here, element data pointing to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 location collection. What the S value? 0. In a 0 location, 1, 1, 1 stored pointing. Then size. What is the size? Non-static variable. S plus 1. What the S value? 0. 0 plus 1. 1. 1 stored in size. Why they have not written S plus plus? Hey, if I write S plus plus, 1 is increased in local variable. You want increase in local variable or you want to store in object variable? Everyone got clarity on why add method designed in the array list class like this? In vector class, all these internals not there. Directly create object array with the 10 locations in the constructor itself. But now it is written in the add method for improving the performance of our application. Everyone tell me. Now here I am writing system.out.println. What do you call AL? Double quotes, elements plus AL. Control F11. Now first element is stored or not? I want to display size also. System.out.print double quotes size plus size. AL dot size. Look at there. Now we are getting size 1. Did you understand really up to now what happened? Can you think? I am storing next object. Add of double quotes B. Tell me now, what the logic of add method? Come on. Add method first. Checking size equal to capacity. Size equal to capacity. What the size? 1. What the capacity now? 10. Size equal to 10? No. Then directly this B is stored inside location. The string another object is created with what value? 222. Null replace with 222 pointing. Is this array list object locking up? Because add method is not? Okay, next. Now I am passing here 5. When I pass 5, auto boxing is applied. Integer class object is created. Integer class object is created with what value? 5. Then reference is 333. Now 33 we are passing to add method. Add method internal logic checking size equal to length. False. Then going down. Adding in the second location. Now second location 333. Pointing to 8. Then size is increased to 3 because 3 elements are stored. Then now AL maintain insertion order. 5 storing after the size is what? 3. Okay. Now try to recollect all the theory points now quickly. What is ArrayList? ArrayList is a collections framework collection available from Java 1.2 version. Okay, next. ArrayList is used for storing multiple objects including duplicates in insertion order with index. Tell me, is it maintaining objects in insertion order? Yes. ArrayList is not synchronized. Check size method. Is it synchronized? No. Next. Check toString method. Is it synchronized? No. Check add method. Is it synchronized? No. Then it is recommended to use ArrayList object only in single thread model application and method local operation. Then next, what is the implemented data structure? Okay, ArrayList is the ordered collection. Yes. Next, implemented data structure is what? Resizable. Look at the sizes keep on increasing or not. Next, ArrayList contain 3 constructors you have seen. Default capacity 10. Look at that. Externally it is telling 10, but internally is created with what? 0. Okay, and later when you call add method, the size capacity increasing to 10, of course. Okay, default capacity 10. Incremental capacity is what? Half. Now I need to understand that half. All 4 types of objects are allowed. Homogeneous. Tell me, string objects, 2 objects are what? Homogeneous. Heterogeneous, what? Different class object storing. Next, now I am trying to store 6.7. Allowed? Yes. 6.7 allowed. Next, I am trying to store character single quote P. Is it allowed? Yes. Boolean object I am storing true. Is it allowed? Yes. Am I going fast? All people following? Now I am trying to store null. Is null allowed? Yes. I am trying to store a duplicate object double quotes A. Is it allowed? Yes. And tell me, another string object created? No. Here what happened? 6.7444. Null replaced with what? 444. Pointing size increased to 4. Then now add method is called by passing single quote P. Character object is created with single quote 555. Null replaced with 555. 4 increased by 5. Then next pointing to it. Next what? True. Boolean object is created with what? True. And then 666. Now null replaced with 666. And the index value increased by 6. It is pointing to it. Next one is what? Null. Null replaced with directly null. And then size increased to 7. Next, double quotes A. Double quotes A is what? String object. String literal comes under pooling. Then now what is stored here? 111 pointing to A. It is increased by 8. Can I store another duplicate object? 5. Yes. Now control F11. 5 is stored. Where 5 stored? Another object created? No. 3, 3, 3. Pointing to integer object. 8 increased by 9. Tell me, can I store 6.7? Yes. 6.7 comes under pooling? No, because it is not in the range of byte. 6.7, another object is created with reference 777. Now null replaced with what? 777, pointing to it, and it is increased by 10. Up to now, everyone comfortable? What next? Come on, your brain should have answer. What next? Now, I am trying to store one more object here. My class object, new example of, I am giving 5, 6. Then first what happened? Example class object is created with X value 5, Y value 6, reference is 888. Can 888, now 888 is passing to add method. Now tell me, add method, now calling add method by passing size value, how much? 10. Element data dot length value 10. 10 equal to 10. Then what should happen? It should grow. Tell me your own algorithm to grow. increase the capacity mean create a new array object with how many locations? Double A or half A? Half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, reference is what? 30, 30. Next, all previous array references are copied into here now. Now what is copied? 1, 1, 1. One, one, one. And next one is what? 2, 2, 2. Next. And next. 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 3, 3, 3. 7, 7, 7. 8, 8, 8 not stored data. Null missing somewhere, right? Where? Oh, null arrow written, huh? Now, this object reference is copy into 2020 replace with 30, 30. This reference is gone and this object is eligible for garbage collection. Tell me, is this object eligible for garbage collection? No. Why? Because it is holding by background static variable, right? Then next, after this, now this array is pointing to here. Next, finally, now the logic after grow completed, this E reference is storing into S index. What the S index? 10th index in element data. Now the 10 location, what is stored? 8, 8, 8. Point. Okay, na? So can I hope everyone understood now? Now I want you, this is your theoretical understanding, but now programmatically I want to understand how that half increased. Shall I try? Open grow method. Grow is minimum increasing how much? +1. Size, what the current size? 10. And then +1. Totally what? 11. Then grow. Inside grow method, what you write now? Int minimum capacity how much? Come on. Minimum capacity how much? 11. Then old capacity equal to element data dot length. What is the element data dot length? 10. Old capacity is what? 10. Are you in presence of mind? Listening mode or visualization mode? If you are in listening mode, I will leave and go to the next point. What is the element data dot length? Old capacity how much? Minimum capacity to grow. Totally how much, Nana? 11. Minimum capacity should grow. Next array minimum how many size? What is the next capacity? 11. Old capacity what? 10. Tell me. 10 greater than 0? Follow? Yes, true. Not yes, true. Old capacity greater than 0? Element data not equal to default capacity empty element data. not equal to element data now contains default empty element data? No, right? Already replaced with our object reference 2020, 30, 30, 2020, na? Right? It is a true or a true. Result is what? True. If true means now this logic executed, right? Tell me. Now, if it is a true, means you want to increase the capacity because more number of elements you want to store. Understand? Previous else block you want to grow because that is default capacity. Performance issue wise, empty array created. Now you want original array you want to create. But now here you want to create a new array for increasing the capacity. Tell me, what the new capacity? I have to calculate. Yes or no? How much is the new capacity? Current capacity by half. By half. Then how they are creating half capacity? Little bit logic they have written, try to observe. Array support dot is a predefined class. Dot new length, static or non-static? Non-static method. Class name dot method, static or non-static? There is a predefined class called arrays support. Can I access this class? Available in which package? It's part of JDK internals. Then is it recommended to use by us? We have to use only Java package, not JDK package. It's clearly written JDK internal usage, not your usage. Okay, right? Array support dot new length. Tell me old capacity. What the old capacity? 10, comma min capacity minus old capacity. How much? Bola 1, comma. Okay, old capacity. What the old capacity? 10. That is a greater than a. That is right shift. Right shift 1. Tell me, right shift 1, what it will do? Let us try to see. What the old capacity? 10. 10 right shift 1. What the value will get? What the value got? 5. That means right shift 1 always perform what operation? Division operation. By 2. Current value by 2 if you want. Don't try to use by 2. Try to use what? Right shift. It's a bitwise operation, execution always fast. Will you remember? Right shift 1 is equal to by 2. Performing half. By 2. Divide by 2. Now, here if I write, let's say suppose 13 by 2. 7 array. 6 will come. Okay, na? Right. So I'm deleting this. Now, where is this? Close this. Right, close this one also. And now tell me, totally what is the value you are getting here? 5. What is the old capacity? 1, 5. Then go to new length. What is the logic of new length method? What is the preferred length? Now they are trying to bring what? Preferred length. Old length, how much? 10. Plus math dot max of minimum grow, how much? 1. Preferred grow, how much? 5. How much you should grow? 5. Old length, how much? 10 plus total 15. 15 formula? Yendo sir, this much lengthy code, why they have written? Directly we can write simply our logic. What logic we have written? Grow method logic, what written? Current capacity into 2. Or you can simply write by 2. Problem solved na? Preferred length na bonda na bole. Tikka code antara. Don't scold. So they have a lot of things consider background written. But when you are writing, don't write this much complicated code, okay? Because you are writing sample code for the interviewer. Simple code you write, okay? Then soft max array length, something they are considering. Okay, finally, what the new capacity you got? 15. With that 15, now they are calling arrays dot copy up. Copy this element data to the new capacity array. This copy of method internally creates a new array object with how much capacity? 15. And copy elements of element data into this new array, return that new array reference to our program. It is stored in the static variable, return to our program finally. Okay, now finally this grow method returns to our program. The grow method returns that object reference in the local variable. Local variable data, element data of S have the 15 location array, element is stored, size is increased. So this much complicated code should I understand, sir? Yes. If you want to be better than others, you should understand. You know, once you join in the company, in a company, complete lines of code you are not writing. You are using the code which is already developed by the developers, other your team members, not Sun Microsystem. Your team members developed code you have to read. Many times you have to read. So it is recommended for you to understand Sun Microsystem code so that your company, other developers written code also you can easily understand. Practice it. 1 to 2 times you have practice, everything will be easy. Is it clear, guys? Now what I should do now? Add of new example of 5, 6 of AL, and then now what do you call capacity increase to what? 15, and finally our example object is stored. So this is the story about what? Array list. Can I expect everyone understand array list memory diagram? Tell me quickly what are the differences between array list and differences between vector and array list. And tell me first point. First point vector is available from 1.0 version. Next, collections framework. One point 2 version. Second point, it is, don't say thread safe, you say synchronized. Synchronized collection. Best suitable to use in multi-threaded model application. It is non-synchronized collection. Method local operation. Next point. These are the major changes. Okay, major important points on vector and array list. Next point. We can know how much capacity is increased. We know now we cannot. We cannot know incremental capacity. Default capacity is 10. Incremental capacity is double or +1. The next default capacity is 10. Incremental capacity half or +1. We can know how much capacity is increased by using capacity method. We cannot know incremented capacity because it doesn't have capacity method. Okay, and it doesn't have, it has, okay, we can specify capacity increment comma, we have constructor. Okay, let me read. We have constructor to specify capacity increment. Here we have a, we don't have. We don't have constructor to specify so anything else? In total, we have 4 constructors. In total, we have anything else? Can we create object internally 10 locations array is created. When we create object internally 0 locations array is assigned first 0 locations array is assigned. Later, when we call what add method first time 10 locations array is created. Last but not least, performance wise, it is slow because synchronization, lock and unlock. Performance wise, it is fast because non-synchronized, no lock and unlock. So can I expect all the people got clarity? So you can remember all these points. You must study today by heart. If you interviewer expecting you to tell all these points, he will ask definitely, can you tell difference between vector and array list? You have to answer all these things. Now I want to enter it into dangerous operation. So operation number 1, adding objects. Operation number 2, counting objects. Printing objects. Okay. Operation number 4, searching object. Okay, for searching object, I have to call what? System.out.println al dot contains of double quotes a. Just I want write a message slash double quotes a slash double quotes a. Remember a form? I want write message. Why I'm writing slash slash? Escape sequence character chapter. Inside double quotes, I cannot print double quotes. Anni marchipoyaru. Right? Everything forgot na? At least did I cover escape sequence characters in a way? Thanks. Next I'm writing capital A. Found or not found? Because of case sensitive. Next, I'm trying to find 5. Five. Found or not found? 5. I have to change to 5. 5 found or not found? Found. No. Yes, sir. 5 found, true. Okay. Next, I'm asking to find 50. Not found, false. Okay. Now I'm asking 6.7 found or not? 6.7 found or not found? True. Next. Now I'm asking double quotes P found or not found? False. Because P is available as a single quote, not as a double quote. Now I'm writing single quote. To write single quote in double quote, slash required or not required? Single quote, single quote. Now, true. Okay, tell me, is null found or not? Null. Null I have added already in the collection now. There are 2 nulls are there. Default stored null and programmer stored null. Default available null will not be considered. Only if we store explicitly, that will be considered. Null found? Yes, true. Okay. Next tell me. Now I'm trying to find our class object, new example of 5, 6. Found or not found? Not found. We get error. New example of 5, 6. Yesterday, I have stopped the class here. Why? Our object is not found. When predefined class objects are found, when string object, integer object, wrapper class object, character object found, why our object is not found? How can we solve this problem? Where is the partiality between our object and predefined objects? Why there is a partiality? Is collection as a partiality? Oh, which is your object, my own. Completely? Completely new object. Okay, wonderful. Now, I am writing here new string of double quotes here. I am writing new integer of 5. And now tell me, are these also completely new objects or not? Now this is a new string, completely new object. New integer, completely new object. Think. I also don't know because I am not the Sun Microsystem project developer, right? I am a lecturer. You are also lecturer. You are a faculty. I am also a faculty. You have to explain to your students. I should explain to my students. How can I find? Why they're true? Why here false? If I understood, it's okay. If I don't understand, what I do? Very carefully, I never touch my own objects. What is the target? I should complete collections. Ante. Never try for user-defined objects. Always teach collections by using what? String class objects and wrapper class object. Collection chala easy, very easy, damn easy. No confusions, no problems. Brain is very smooth. Asal never you get a trouble. But once you enter into company, you always work with custom objects. You never work with predefined objects. Now tell me, why our object is not found, even though the data is the same? Even though here string object data same, even though it is a new object, because of data same, it found and returned true. New object data same, found and returned true. But here data is same, but object is new. I got false. Contains method saying not found. Why? How to find the problem? Come on, give some idea. How to solve this problem? What operation contains method is doing? Come on. What operation contains method is doing? Searching. What the meaning of searching? Simply you have to analyze it. Nothing more. Simply you have to analyze it. Come on. What the meaning of searching? Searching ante emiti? E example object kosam ఈ కలెక్షన్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ లో వెతకాలి అంతేగా. అదేదో సినిమా ఉంది వర్షం, వెతికితే దొరకందంటూ ఏమీ ఉండదా? ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు వెతకాలి. యూ షుడ్ ఫైండ్, యూ హ్యావ్ టు search for that new example object in the collection. Collection means collection arena. How can we search? Now I am searching for Rahul Kumar, your batch favorite student. Every day I am searching, where is he? Already you told me by 5th he is leaving to hometown. I know he is not coming from Monday. Is my eyes searching for him? Because already I have information. Okay, na? You didn't give any information. Here another friend is there. One more student must be there. You are the first year, na? Right back side, one more student must be there. Where is he? Yesterday, stock, he went. Yesterday you didn't come, no? Yesterday. Where did you sit? Backside, one more student must be there. You and he look same here. I always confuse. Total 3 students are there, one by one sitting. You in backside and Rahul. 3 people. Always I used to teach the 3 people. If you 3 people confirm, then I go to next point. Somebody is missing. Now my eyes is searching for that person. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? What am I doing in my eyes? Searching means what? Finding means what? Searching, finding, both are synonyms. Searching means what? Finding means what? I ask you, go outside, bring admin. What will you do? There are so many people was there outside. So many people standing outside. Then will go somebody take inside? No. What are you doing? Asking you. You don't know your admin, Ravi? What is the meaning of searching? Okay. There are so many toys are there in your room. From childhood, you are maintaining so many toys. Then I ask, okay, one chota bacha came to your house. Now, your mother told, Are go and bring car, he will play sometime. Then what will you do? There are so many toys. One big dabba is there. In that dabba, so many toys are there. What will you do? You are searching for? What is the meaning of searching? What is the meaning of searching? There are so many toys are there. What are you doing? You are moving this toy side, that toy, this side, that side. You are moving and finding toy. Which toy? Car. What is the meaning of finding? Checking means what? Amma, thanks, Ravabu. Comparing. Searching, finding, checking means what? In your mind, the word is given, your mother given a one word to you. What is that? Car. How the car look like diagram you have in your brain. Then with that brain car diagram, now you're looking, where are you car? Hey, go, next, go. And finally down somewhere it is there. This brain car diagram is equal to the car diagram available in your dabba. Now you're taking out and telling, Mummy, car found. Car mil gaya, right? And then giving to the chota bacha is playing. At end of the playing completed, when you're going to home, he started crying for that car to take the home. Yes or no? Then what is your position? You will cry. Your mother will say, Arey, I will buy new car for you. No, I want that car only because I have a lot of attachment with that. Do you know this point? Have you ever cried for it? Never. I know. You are waste fellows in the world. Okay. So if you have that much attachment of the toys playing, you will have the same attachment to the class and subject also. 7 months, almost 6 months completed, still you don't get the attachment to the Java. Still you are looking that you not understand means you didn't get still attachment. Simple. You didn't love your Java. Still you are looking at, integer, 5 found contents. Still you didn't get attachment. Real I'm saying. I'm sure even 10 years work on Java, you don't get attachment. Oh, sir. Now let's see, at least Natarasar make you attached to the Java. My role completed. From 16th of March onwards, spring is starting. Already planning? No? What is your plan? Tell me. Advance. How many months? After spring. How many months? 6 months, sir. Then when job? When settlement? When marriage? When children? How many people not started advance of it? And by using equals method. There are two searching algorithms are there. Linear searching algorithm, binary searching algorithm. In both linear and binary searching algorithm, internal operation we are doing is comparison. Comparison means comparing one object to another object. How many ways we can compare two objects? 2 ways. Double equal to operator and equals method. So tomorrow, first 1 hour, we are understanding comparing two objects by using double equal to operator and equals method. After you got clarity on double equal to operator and equals method, then we'll come to the collections. Clear? And we will apply that knowledge in the collection, and we will implement our own contents method also. We will use predefined contents method. Also, we will implement our own contents method. Parallelly, I am teaching predefined and implementing. Earlier batch, first I explain a complete custom collection. Then I come to the Sun Microsystem collection. By that time, students are losing their interest. That's why parallel I am teaching Sun Microsystem collection, then internals with custom collection, and showing the internals of Sun Microsystem collection. All three levels I am doing, so that I am feeling some interest you will get to understand everything. So will you work out a realistic class today? Will you draw diagram by your own? Copy. So I'm expecting everyone daily study and come to the next class. Please don't postpone today topic tomorrow, tomorrow topic day after tomorrow.